All right, guys. My people, on our day today, this particular one is about the threat from Donald Trump to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. As we now know, say, over the massacre of the Christians that have been going on for decades, if I'm not mistaken, for so long. It not be nice starts. A lot of people have reacted to this bitterly. On this particular one, I want us to listen to the concerns of Nigerians, but we are going to be starting from Fox News. Fox News don't take this matter, Fox News for America, they don't take this matter to the next level. While other that concerns Nigerians don't talk for this particular issue as well. Even from the presidency, Daniel Buala don't lambast on Donald Trump. Some of them, they say, Trump not fit do anything and nothing will happen. Me myself, this matter, it be as it gets. I say we can carry a mic on give you. Happy New Year to every one of you. This is Nigeria Watch Media. Join us every day, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Let's continue to talk about things that's affected you and I. Let's take these combined videos together.
An urgent message from President Trump demanding Nigeria stop the brutal murders of thousands of Christians in the country or face possible action from the Pentagon. He posted in part, quote, "The USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country guns a-blazing to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities." Paul Adamu is a Nigerian Christian who was kidnapped by Boko Haram 2 years ago. He joins us now. It's so wonderful to have you on the show. Please tell us what happened to you.
It was such a disheartening situation. 2 years ago, I was kidnapped by the dreaded Boko Haram along my way to the airport while I was traveling to Cameroon to meet some of my colleagues, and then I got kidnapped along the route.
And you were held for how long?
12 days.
Okay. And there are many people, especially young girls, who have been kidnapped by Boko Haram, put into forced marriages, forced conversions. They're still in captivity. The situation there is quite dire. You heard what President Trump has said. Here's what Nigeria's president has said in response. He said that the characterization of Nigeria as religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality, nor does it take into consideration the consistent and sincere efforts of the government to safeguard freedom of religion and beliefs for all Nigerians. What's your message? What's it like to be a Christian in Nigeria?
First, I want to thank and applaud the United States of American President Donald Trump for designating Nigeria as a CPC, because this is one of the things that we have always wanted. For the message of the Nigerian president, that I think at this point, I will say that there is a time when propaganda has no appeal, where propaganda has lost an appeal. And this is actually the time, because whatever is happening in Nigeria at this moment, I will say that Nigeria is the worst place to be as a Christian, like the worst place in the whole of the world to be as a Christian, because we wake up every day with news of killings. Every day with news of massacring of Christians. It's totally a genocide that is happening here in Nigeria. There is nothing anybody will tell me, because I have been in here for as long as I know. I've been in these places where these attacks have taken place. I've seen women who are crying for the loss of their husbands. I've seen children who are crying for the loss of their parents. I've seen parents who are crying for the loss of their children. I've been to churches that have been burnt down. These are not things that I've heard from the news or someone telling me. This is something that I witnessed somewhere. I've been myself. I've witnessed where terrorism is at the highest point, where people are killed and slaughtered like chickens every day.
Paul, I don't have a lot of time left, but I just want to ask you one last question. How have you and other Christians kept the faith during this persecution?
We are grateful for the organization I work with, Irish Global, who have taken it upon themselves to care for these persecuted Christians by providing relief materials, emergency kits, and then also providing them with discipleship, where they are being told that despite all that is happening to them, Christ still loves them.
Paul Adamu, just so you know, the African church, the Nigerian church in particular, the Christians there have been an amazing example of faith through persecution and martyrdom. And we are praying for all of you very much. And we hope the president will do something that will make a difference for your religious freedom in your country. Thank you so much for joining us.
Now that we have your attention, will you act or will you let us be invaded? For years we have cried out to the Nigerian government, take our lives seriously, but somehow other things have always seemed more urgent. Our children die in the arms of their mothers. Our men disappear on the roads to nowhere. We have begged for safety, not sympathy, for action, not awareness. And now, because of a threat, a tweet, the world suddenly listens. But tell me, will you finally act now that someone else's microphone has amplified our pain in a way that is not desirable? Or will you, as always, wait for another tragedy to trend before remembering your people? Let me be clear. This is not a Christian issue. It is not a Muslim issue. Nigeria bleeds from both sides of her faith. When I say the North, I am not talking about Muslims. The North is also home to Christians, to traditional believers, to people of every creed and calling. And the North has suffered deeply. Boko Haram, banditry, abductions, terrorism, hunger, but so has the South. Oil bunkering in the Niger Delta, separatists, movements, ritual killings, cult violence, kidnappings. Every corner of this country carries its own scar. This is not a religious war. I repeat, this is not a religious war. It is a human one, and we are all under siege. I come from a family that holds both the cross and the crescent in the same embrace. We do not fight each other. We protect one another. And that is the Nigeria I know. A country of shared meals and mixed prayers. A place where brother and sister are not religious titles, but human ones. To those celebrating the US cares, ask yourself, when has their intervention ever been swift or sweet? When has it ever left peace instead of pieces? History reminds us that what often comes wearing the robes of rescue hides the interest of power underneath. We cannot let our sovereignty be traded for sympathy. We cannot let foreign attention dictate our reality. If they truly cared, they would have cared before now, when thousands were dying off the cameras without the politics of pity. This is the time to stand together, Muslim, Christian, North and South, not to turn against one another. Let us not let the world define our pain through the narrow lens of their interests. Nigeria's unity is not for negotiation. Our peace is not a pawn. And if the world insists on watching, then please, I beg you, my fellow citizens, let them watch us rise together. Yeah, rise together. I repeat, this is not a religious war. It is a human one.
America and Trump, they don't have good intentions. They just want to come and take over your land. Does the Nigerian government have good intentions towards Nigerians? Trump does not care about Christians. He just wants to come and take your mineral resources. What difference will that make? Mineral resources that Nigerians don't even benefit from. Mineral resources that are being enjoyed by a few select elites. I grew up in Nigeria. I was born and bred in Nigeria. For the longest time, we kept on hearing how Nigeria is so rich. We have lots of oil, but it has not made any difference in the lives of ordinary Nigerians. So why do you think that saying, oh, Americans are coming to take your oil, like, why do you think that that makes any difference? They don't care about you. Oh, they don't care about you. They don't care about you. Does the Nigerian government care about Nigerians? It's such an insult for Trump to speak to the Nigerian president like that. Who attracted that kind of insult and disregard by his incompetence? The Nigerian president. Oh, but Trump called Nigeria a disgraced country. But Nigeria is actually a disgraced country. Our leaders have made this country a hell of a mockery. Trump literally said the truth that we all know. It's a failed country. Do you guys want to know my honest opinion? One of the problems of Nigeria is that we took our independence too quickly. Shout and say whatever you want to say about colonialism. Show me the fruit of our so-called independence in the past 6 decades. Show me one thriving sector in Nigeria. And for all of you that are claiming that Trump disrespected, the Nigerian president, it took Trump speaking for Tinubu to address Nigerians on Twitter. He didn't say say anything until Trump spoke. But all of a sudden, immediately Trump spoke, they're all scrambling around and speaking. All of a sudden, Nigeria should have been colonized till the year 2000. If not for anything, the British would have given us 247 lights, build bridges and just some infrastructures. Not even because of us, but because they liked the convenience of technology. Some members of Boko Haram were captured and reintegrated into the society, and some of them even went ahead to be recruited in the army. The people that are terrorists, some of them are recruited into the Nigerian army. And you say that's not a disgraced country? And you say that's not a SHIT hole? And you think I will be so angry at Donald Trump for saying the things that we know to be true because you don't like him? This is not even about Donald Trump. Even if it was Biden and Kamala Harris that said the same thing, I will agree. Because it's just facts. It's just the truth. I don't care what you feel about Donald Trump. That's your business. I'm not totally a fan of him, but I love the fact that he's keeping the Nigerian government on their toes. Simple. Keep them on their toes. The Nigerian government has gotten so comfortable with the insecurity that has led to the genocide of Christians in Nigeria. And if what it takes is a threat from the US to make them sit up, I absolutely support it. And I don't care what you think.
Master strategist President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Mr. President, master strategist APC people. Time for strategy don't reach you. Now when I go really need strategy because the music where President Donald Trump they play for you, so you will need strategy to fix this problem. And this will not be strategy to convert all politicians or governors to APC or how to turn the country to one party state or turn National Assembly to APC town hall. No, it is strategy on how to protect the lives of Nigerians and guarantee security. Nigerians make una no panic whether they say US get ulterior motive or whatever motive. Is it not a shame say for you to fix insecurity in your country? You need another person to remind you. Now the blood of innocent Nigerians, as President Jonathan talk, the bloods that are sharing, now in they cry. So it is the evil when Nigerian politicians don't do. It is the chickens that are coming home to roost. Now the evil, now they live after una. So we go remind una of how the problem where we did. So it is your collective responsibility now on our handwork. In the heat of this insecurity when it happened under President Jonathan, what was your message, President Tinubu? The slaughtering of Christians is not acceptable. So now why do you have problem with calling Christian genocide? Nobody when I talk, I'm even under President Jonathan. You politicize the issue of insecurity because people wanted the then President Jonathan to leave. All the time we can't the then can President Ayo Risheja for he go UN, he talk say Christians should defend themselves. Now even pastors been they talk. Why should he say so? Today Can and PFN, nobody they hear their voice again. No. Buhari come for 8 years. What did you people say under with the issues of insecurity? What happened with insecurity? An entire region, Southern Kaduna, was almost wiped out of the map. What do you do about them? You said that there is no Christian genocide. Yes, Muslims are being killed, Christians are being killed. The important question first is who they kill people? What is causing the killing? When there was hit of say Fulani militia and herdsmen, they kill people and all that. What was President Buhari's response? They say may they create Ruga, may they do this. And then you come up with such policies and you say that there should not be perceived Christian genocide in a country. Una they play Oriburuku Leshe. The names of the people where they on top of the states where they look. So now which people now in there on top of them? When people were killed and buried in a mass burial in Benue, the President Buhari there in government house, he no come out go there. He said tell IG or police to go, IG no go, but he no even remember. In 2016, Deaconess Eunice Olawale, a member of Redeemed Christian Church of God, was butchered in Cuba for doing morning evangelism. The vice president for that administration is a redeemed pastor, Pastor Yemi Oshibanjo. What happened? Who was prosecuted? Who was arrested? 2022, Deborah Yakubu, Usman Danfodio College of Education, stoned to death by so-called students who acted like terrorists. How many people were prosecuted? How many people? How many churches? How many mosques that were maimed? What did you people do about it? Today you are now saying that, oh, they should not. If you say anybody is witch hunting, the question is, are you a witch? Because since President Tinubu come, you as commander-in-chief, this is one of the only administration where we see commander-in-chief outsource issues of security to national security advisor, while the president is more concerned with politics, trying to port people from one party to the other. You as commander-in-chief, with issues of insecurity, you no go oversee Ministry of Defense, you went to oversee Ministry of Petroleum. Buhari, who was retired military general, no go defense, he go Ministry of Petroleum. Now they all of una they ganusi. That thing where they for petroleum, night una don't see so now. That That is why it has become a shame that for you to handle, the Constitution says security will be the primary responsibility of government. So for you to handle insecurity in your country, you need another government to come and remind you. Whatever that it will take you, President Tinubu and Nigerian leadership, you must tell us now the root cause of insecurity and how to protect lives. You travel, go holiday for Europe. Within a space of 2 days, more than 100 people were killed. A leader was on vacation in another country. How many times did President Buhari tell Nigerians say they go release the list of Boko Haram sponsors? What happened to the list? Why does nobody want to mention exactly the sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria? Those are the questions. It is not whether they have ulterior motive or ulterior motive. Nigerian leaders, Ori Buruku Leshe, Oshileshe, this issue of insecurity must be taken to a reasonable conclusion. The wasting of innocent blood, the wasting of innocent life has to stop, and we must get to the root cause of the matter. So if you will need external pressure to be put on you, they should put it and ensure that you protect Nigerians. Because as it is, nobody they call for war, nobody they call for religious war, but government must do their job. Anywhere where government have been putting injustice and evil, this is the result. As you they collect loan from them, collect their warning. We want to handle the issue of insecurity in Nigeria. Master strategy, strategize very well, because we need security, we need protection, we need an end to the killing of all Nigerians regardless of religion or tribe. May God help you now for the one we will do so. My name is Peter for Nigerians. Nigerians, it is up to you. Ensure that you speak up to liberate yourself come 2027.
President Donald Trump has a way of, or a unique style of forcing a sit down by probably tweeting something that is pungent and forceful. We have seen that with the president of South Africa. We've seen that sometimes back in his first time with the leader of North Korea. And then we see in recent time with Zelensky and some other leaders like that. We don't take it literally, because we know Donald Trump thinks well of Nigeria. Donald Trump was the first American president to lift the embargo on the sale of arms, use executive order, and then authorize the sale of arms to Nigeria in 2017 or so when he came. All the report we have so far seen, from assessment from USIP, assessment from Amnesty International, from European Union, have all attested to the fact that there were serious cases of killing, but that from 2022-23 down to 2025, there have been marked improvement. In fact, there is a decline in the rate of killings. So it is intriguing and surprising for us how an old report is being used for this type of thing. But we are all about solution. And because we know America is a partner and they've been very helpful, we see it that it is probably a clarion call for us to have a sit down and then discuss how we can forge a common front in this fight against insurgency. So a broad-based approach to it will require us having access to some of these weapons that will be very useful. Certain type of drone for surveillance, certain type of ammunitions, long-range ammunitions, even the aircraft. For now, we are using Super Tucano. We haven't been given the opportunity to have F-15, F-18, and F-22, and it is hard to get that from America for now. But these are the areas that we need that kind of cooperation from the American government. Our soldiers have the capability to deal with this thing, so we do not require the American soldiers boots on the ground. What we need is the apparatus, the equipment, the access to some of these things that will aid our own military force and some of the paramilitary and intelligence operatives to deal with this. So the report or notion that there is a Christian persecution or genocide in Nigeria is false. False both from the premise and the conclusion. It is not supported by data.
God bless you. God bless you.
Genocide is a targeted killing of a people because of their identity and most often than not with the assistance of the state, either by way of policy or tacit approval or non-participation of government in stopping that. All of these factors do not apply to us. One, our government does not discriminate against any tribe or religion in the fight against insecurity.
About more than 30 persons who actually died on the spot.
Being a deal maker, that's his approach, to go hard and then force a sit down and then find a common front. We understand that.
And you're willing to find a common front with him?
We're willing, anytime, any day. I personally, I have a feeling that in the next couple of days, they are going to have a sit down together, and then we will find a common front in this fight against insecurity. If you go to Africa, people respect Donald Trump because when it comes to fight against terrorism, he has never minced word. He was never politically correct about it. He's willing to fight it, and that's all we ask for. Leaders that can be very straightforward in that regard and willing to collaborate with you in that fight. So our areas of agreement far outweigh the disagreement, and we're going to deepen that area of agreement. And by the time we do that, we realize that there's actually no disagreement in existence.
If non-oil revenue is going well, then we have no fear of whatever Trump is doing on the other side. And I've just signed off on a huge mechanization, program that every region we have a mechanized center for agric mechanization and have trainees and all of that. That is our path to food sovereignty, food security. You remove hunger from poverty, you have defeated poverty.